Welcome to the life you crave. Simple and sustainable weight loss for women who have better things to do than diet. I'm your host, Leah Pinelli. I help ambitious, badass women stop overeating, overworking, and overgiving to lose weight from a place of love. I'll help you simplify weight loss, end your overwhelm, and create the life you crave. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe to this podcast. Let's get started. If you're listening to this podcast, you probably have the equivalent of a PhD in weight loss. You've read every book, you've done every diet. The problem isn't that you don't know how to lose weight. The problem is usually that we don't know how to eat really healthy consistently. We don't know how to stick with it. We don't know how to follow through. I am offering a free online workshop on July 24th, 2024 at 2 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to eat healthy consistently, even when you're busy AF. The workshop is called Plan Simple, and you are invited, but you must register. So head over to leahpinelli.com/plan simple. That's one word. That's leahpinelli.com/plan simple and sign up so that I can see you on the 24th. Hello, my femmes. Here at the Life You Crave podcast, we are re-releasing some of our greatest hits. Podcasts from our show that have had the most downloads, the most popularity. We wanted to re-release them here so that they would be right at the top of your podcast feed so that you can dive in and enjoy all summer long. And if you haven't already, please head over to Facebook and find me, Leah Pinelli, and join our Life You Crave community there. It is our podcast community where we are expanding on what you are learning on the episode, diving deeper, building community, and having a lot of fun. So come on over to Leah Pinelli over at Facebook and join my Life You Crave community there. Can't wait to see you. Welcome to the Life You Crave podcast. I am so thrilled to be interviewing one of my favorite clients of all time, Mirna. Welcome to the show, Mirna.
Hi, thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited to be part of the podcast.
Me too. I'm so excited because, Mirna, you have an amazing story of true transformation and badassery. And I asked you to come on the show and share that story with us today. But before you tell us about your story and your success, will you tell us a little bit about what your life was like before we were working together? Tell us a little bit about what you were struggling with in particular.
Well, after I had my two kids, it was hard before I had my first one, I was less than 100 pounds. Then when I got my second one, I went all the way to 145 pounds. Then I was between 140, 145, and I was not able to lose the weight. So whatever I tried, nothing was working.
Yeah.
So, but then I started your program. And that's how it's effortless. I mean, I don't feel like it's hard when you want to lose weight and you feel like I hate to count and do all the measurement. That doesn't work for me. I feel like if I tried those things before and then didn't work because, like I said, I don't like to be counting how many calories or whatever. No, that stuff is not for me. Yeah. But with this program, I mean, I can eat. I just have to be careful how and when, and then effortless. It's like amazing. It's just like, I was telling my husband this morning, oh my God, I cannot believe it. It's been a while. It's been years since I weighed this much.
Yeah. So now just so the listeners know, how tall are you, Mirna? Because when you say that you were 145 and that was big for you, people are like, what is she talking about? 245, right?
I'm 4'11", so I'm very petite. So, yes.
Yes. Okay. So it's relative, people. It's relative if you're listening.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
4'11". Yes. Yeah. And so what had you tried before you worked with me? Give me some.
Weight Watchers, Noom, intermittent fasting. I mean, few things, but it didn't work. Or sometimes, those cleansers that you drink and then has a lot of fiber. I mean, that works, but for a period of time, and then you gain the weight back.
Exactly.
And then when I did this program, I was like, well, we'll see. I mean, it was close to the holidays, a lot of food. And I was waiting myself. Like I said, I was not suffering. I was eating. And I kept my weight. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Yes.
we were just talking before we hit record. Mirna was
Yes.
sharing that this is January 11th, 2023 that we're recording this. And she weighs less now after the holidays, weighs less now than ever before. But let's be clear, Mirna, you didn't feel deprived over the holidays, right?
No, not at all. Not at all. No, because like I was eating everything except that I was not overeating, because before it was like I was just stuffing myself. And was probably because anxiety, I don't know. And now I know when I should be eating, not just because, it's time to eat. So, yeah.
Yeah. So now would you say you really listen to your body in a different way?
My body, actually my brain, because I can recognize when it's like the program said, mental, when it's mental hunger, or when you have anxiety, or when it's like that really hunger, when your stomach start like asking for food. So yeah, you can tell when you have to eat. And I can recognize when I'm like, I'm about to grab something else. No, this is not I'm not supposed to be eating right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So now, and I love that you just said I'm not supposed to be eating right now, because what you mean by that is I'm not supposed to be eating because I'm not really hungry, not because somebody else told me I can't eat this.
Yes. You can recognize when it's emotional hunger than physical hunger.
Yes. Yes. Now, okay, Mirna, will you share with the audience a little bit about, I remember when we first talked and you were telling me about was it gummy bears or gummy worms?
Yes.
Tell us about that. Tell us about that.
So every time I was, as you know, I work in a high school. So every time I was having a bad day or crazy day, I was running to Walgreens and walk the aisle where they have all those gummies, and they're usually for some reason on sale.
Yes.
You buy 2 bags, really cheap. And then I can eat easily one whole bag.
Yeah.
But after I start the program, I go to Walgreens. I not even go to the aisle. I'm not craving for the gummy bears at all. Yeah. So, which is good, because I know that's not good for me, because as you know, I take medication for diabetes. And then the doctor was trying to give me increase the amount of pills. And I was like, nope, that's not going to happen. I'm going to lose weight. And then I'm taking less medication than I'm supposed to. I check my sugar levels, and the sugar levels are perfect. So I'm like, yes.
Yes. Okay. So your sugar levels, now let's go there, right? Because that was causing you a lot of stress too, because you were taking medication for diabetes.
Yes.
And you had a gummy bear habit or gummy candy habit.
And so
that causes a lot of stress, right? Because you're like, I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I seem to always feel like I can't stop myself.
Yes. Yes. And then after the doctor said, you're gonna need to, well, they did a test, A1C test, and the levels were high. And then they want to increase the medication. I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. So that's what I reached back to you, because I was planning to do this program a while ago, but then for some reason I didn't, which I regret that now. But it's never too late.
That's right.
So then I was like, when they wanna increase the medication, I was like, no, that's not gonna happen. And that's why when I decide, and also fit in that dress.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. Well, and that's, to be honest, that's why a lot of people come to work with me, is because yes, we want to feel good in the dress, right?
Yes.
But it's often both. It's like, well, I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to fit in my clothes. But I also have like long-term health concerns here that I really like to not be dependent on medication for.
Yes, and I'm not the type of person that take pills for every single headache or whatever. So I know it's not going to be good business for the doctors, because probably pretty soon I'm not going to need the medication anymore. So I can wait to get my next test, probably in a month or so. my A1C and see how the levels are going to be.
Yes. Yes. It's like exciting to get your numbers now, right? Because you feel in control.
Yes.
And you don't feel deprived, right? By, oh, I can't have this. And
no.
Yeah.
No, because sometimes you see people like you have coworkers and they doing some type of diets and you see them suffer and miserable. Yeah. And I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah. I remember you sharing that at one point. You were talking about that and how you wish you could just tell people that it's not necessary, but
yes.
But people,
you have to enjoy life. Life is short. And then, I mean, this has been effortless. And I still in this belief that, wow, it's been a while since I was 130 pounds. Oh, I just said how much I weigh now. Sorry.
Okay. You can say
13 to 15 pounds.
That's how much you lost?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And you've maintained it. I mean, like we said, even through the holidays, you're coming out even less than before.
Yes. Yes.
Now, how did it work with your family? Because you have, you're married and you have kids and older. Your kids are older, but still, like, how did it work with your family, especially in terms of you and I talked about, eating foods that are traditional to your background and how did it all work? Because a lot of people, myself included, worry about that. They're like, well, like this was what I always talk about. I was like, well, how am I going to eat? How can I eat differently if if I'm Italian, American, like I don't know how to not eat pasta or whatever. How did you kind of deal with that?
Well, I'm from El Salvador, so we eat a lot of pupusas, a lot of cheese. And I used to eat pupusas, but before, for example, I used to eat 4 pupusas.
Yeah.
Now I can eat 2 pupusas. I can have 2 for dinner and probably 2 for breakfast next day. Or probably 1 next day because my system is not used to use the stuff myself, like if I was a turkey. So I still enjoy. I'm not a sweet person or was gummy bear person, but not anymore. But I don't crave for sweets like chocolates or stuff like that. So I'm fine with that. But I bake quesadilla, which is kind of like the cornbread. So of course a lot of flour.
Yeah.
And I still. I remember in one of our meetings, I said, "Oh, I bake all the time, so I worry." Yes. And then you were like, "You can still have quesadilla," and I was like, "Oh, I can." And I've been baking a lot, especially around this time of the year. I always it's like comfort food. Yeah. So, and I still have my quesadilla, and I'm like, and I look at my husband and say, "See," and I still eat quesadilla, and I'm losing weight. So, yeah, it's oh my God, it's amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing. Well, and I think so every client is different. And you are a client that you started and you just did the 90 days to food freedom program and you were done and you were able to maintain your weight, actually continue losing weight and feeling great, right?
Oh, yes.
Like you have the tools that you need.
Yes. Well, you give me the tools and then I just had to start doing, follow every step by step what you told me. Effortless, and then it helps not only physically but mentally because you feel like a badass and you can. Yeah. The sky is the limit right now.
Okay, so talk to me about that because that's right. Because I remember when it was like I used to like a badass, like the sky is the limit, and I was like, it's just crazy because people don't always make the connection between food and what you're eating and feeling good and feeling in control with food, and then feeling in control with the rest of your life. So, can you talk a little bit about how that worked for you?
Well, I feel like it's all connected. It's all connected. If you feel good physically, you're gonna feel good mentally.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I wanna. Well, first time I'm gonna be in a podcast. Hello with Leah Pinelli. So that's I was like, oh, I feel like a superstar, and I'm trying like to probably I can do something like that to talk with. Just to listen to people. There's a lot of issues with mental health right now. And then I talk with a lot of parents. I was like, I should have a podcast to talk with people just to listen to their issues and just talk to them. Or I can probably have my restaurant. I always play the lottery, as you know. And then I always want to have a business like rescue dogs and have like bar/cafe dog park.
Yeah.
So I have like so many things, like my brain is like all over the place, but so many ideas that I'm like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Yes, it was like this just unleashed this growth process for you, just unleashed this part of you that's always been there. It's just been maybe in the background. And
it's like that.
Come forward.
It's like the brain was asleep, but now it's awakened. It's like, oh, have all these ideas and it's just amazing.
And not only that, but if you want to share on the podcast, you got something that you'd never had before while we were working together, right?
Yes. I'm gonna get more. I got a tattoo. I'm gonna be 50 years old soon in a week. And I was like, oh, I want to do all these things. But when I was not, well, probably I was a little overweight because of my size. But when you overweight, you worry about your health and how you're gonna take care of your family if your health is not okay.
Yeah, right.
That was my main thing. And then you are stressed, you get anxious, you cannot sleep, and now I just sleep like a baby. I love
that, Mirna, that you were very worried about. I knew you were. I didn't forget that you were worried about your health long term, but you were, and I have quite a few clients who worry about this. How if something happens to them and their health, how it's going to impact their children, their spouse, their parents, even, right? And that was a real concern for you. And now you're sleeping like a baby because you know your health is great.
I don't have anxiety. I mean, well, right now it's really crazy, the time with the weather and stuff like that. But it's just normal stuff. But now I don't have to worry, oh my God, what's going to happen if I die? What's going to happen with my family? So now, no, not anymore.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, you guys out there in listener land, I didn't pay Mirna to say any of this.
No, not at all. I've got
experience. Yeah.
Yes. And really, I should have a little video with my husband when I was weighing myself. I said, oh my God, I cannot believe it. I'm this weight. Just this morning, before I was getting ready to work.
Yeah. Yes. I'm so excited for you, Mirna. So what would you say? You obviously had great success. What would you say to somebody now who is struggling the same way you were struggling? Like, let's say you have a colleague that every day is, maybe it's not the gummy in Walgreens, but maybe it's like the Starbucks habit every day. Like, I just can't get through the day without a Frappuccino and a cookie. What would you say to them now? Because this is what you said to me right before the call. We were celebrating the low weight that you have. Is you said, it's all in your brain. It's all in your brain. And so is that something you would tell people, or what would you tell somebody who's struggling?
Well, it's in your brain because, like I said, you recognize when you're really hungry because your body needs the food, but it's when it's emotional. So I'm not overeating, and I'm not also starving.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to explain, but it's all in the brain.
Yeah.
You have to recognize when it's time to eat, and like, not because I remember in one of our meetings, not because it's lunchtime, you have to eat. Are you really hungry?
Right.
So yeah. And then I not even remember my body telling me that I was hungry, but now my body asked me when I need to eat, and before it was not like I was just eating because it was time to eat.
Yeah. So last question for you, Mirna, and then I'll let you get back. What would you say in all of this? What would you say has been the best part?
Losing the weight and maintaining the weight effortless. No more double chin for me.
I know. You look so beautiful.
I'm like, oh my God. I look at myself and I was like, oh my God, is that really happening? Am I dreaming? So it's just amazing. And like I said before we start, that I have a bunch of clothes that I have for donation with the tag on that I never wear. And I wear one of those dresses for New Year's Eve because the dress fit. And I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. So people who struggling with losing weight, they should give a chance and try the program, because this is the only thing that works. And you maintain your weight. I mean, it's amazing. It's not, yeah, I'm still cannot believe it.
Yeah. Well, you look amazing. You're vibrant. You have so much, Mirna. And I love that you shared that, you're getting ready to turn 50 because it's like, you're just getting started,
Yeah.
There's so much in front of you.
Yes. Oh yeah. Like I said, right now the sky is a limit, and then like losing weight help mentally and physically, and everyone is whoever that is doing the program is gonna feel much better. They just have to give it a try, and then just do it. Yeah, it's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mirna. I'm so glad that you gave yourself this gift, right? Of investing, because it was an investment, but you invested, yes. And now you are like living off of that investment in this most beautiful, abundant way.
Yes, I think I need to invest in new clothes because there are some stuff that doesn't fit anymore.
That's right. Get rid of the stuff that doesn't fit. You'll never ever wear it again.
No. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Mirna, thank you so much for coming on the Life You Crave podcast. I so adore you, and I am wishing you nothing but continued success.
Thank you. And then I'm going to keep you posted and see if I start my new business or whatever. So,
oh, yeah.
Because you are a big part of this. I mean, this is happening because all the tools that you gave me. So I'm really thankful for that.
You've been listening to The Life You Crave. I lost 30 pounds years ago without dieting, willpower, or deprivation. I'm on a mission to help other women, including you, do the same. You can book a free weight loss strategy session with me over at liapinelli.com. That's liapinelli.com. See you on our next call or on the next episode. And remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment on iTunes.